The British media and probably the royal family are scrambling right now. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, November 28th, 2023, is the book release of Omid Scobie's Endgame. And for the last 2 weeks, the British media has been doing their best to try to put this down. But we all know what happened when they did the same thing to Prince Harry's book Spare, which, might I add, has been selected as the Sunday Times Memoir of the Year. But we all know that didn't work, because how can you critique a person's personal experience? Rebecca English, who is we can't say the name, she has written many pieces claiming to have inside sources directly from the palace. Well, let's take a look at what she has had to say. It's one thing writing a critique of the royal family. That's freedom of expression. But it's another thing to peddle conspiracy theories dressed up as fact. The suggestion that royal aides were briefing negative stories about Harry and Meghan is totally fabricated. It just didn't happen. I would love for her to explain all of the leaking that happened from Kensington Palace specifically, that she was involved with sometimes. In an article recently written by her and released yesterday, she replaces the term palace aides with allies, and we already know what that is, because even then, within the article, they're named as sources, and we all know sources tend to be what? People that work at the palace. I move on. The Daily Express has also released an article advising Harry must hit out at cruel attacks on royals. I wish I would defend my family when they threw me and my wife and my children under the bus for their own personal gain. The British media claims that this book is about Harry and Meghan, or that Meghan and Harry were interviewed somehow for this book. I am very glad Omid has refuted these claims, releasing this statement on Twitter, and I quote, "And let's get this nonsense out of the way. #Endgame is about the current state of the British royal family. It's not Harry and Meghan's book. I'm not Meg's pal. The Sussexes have nothing to do with it. Their story is a small part of a much bigger one. You can read it in 12 days. This was released on November 16th. And of course, as the British media tends to do, twisting things. And regarding such, Omid went on to say, and I quote, "Hardly a surprise that the twisting of facts and misquoting going on right now has reached new levels of desperation." That was a read. Looking forward to people being able to read the book for themselves on Tuesday and hearing my actual voice set some nonsense straight in interviews this week. What's disappointing in humanity is that people are still not going to read this book, and while they're not going to read it, formulate an opinion based on something they have not read. As mentioned before, Endgame is out tomorrow, November 28th. Make sure you get a copy. I think I'm going to do a live reading, and I have already set up interviews via TikTok Live for TR Tuesday with some special guests. And yes, we're going to discuss this book. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, repost, and comment on this video. Mwah. Bye!